I woke up at 3 a.m. and traveled to the airport for my first trip to LA. It looked exactly like the movies. Sun and concrete, palm trees, terracotta roof tiles and sky. I dropped off our stuff at the hotel and headed to Venice Ramen for lunch and a little bit of reading. Then I walked to the pier. Which was covered in beautiful literature and poetry about the sea. It was at this point I realized that I had only packed boots for a beach town. It felt a little odd on such a beautiful day that no one was at the beach, but I guess if you live in California, beaches aren't as much of a novelty. By this time, I was hot, so I went to the Cow's End Cafe for a frozen mint mocha, and then headed back to the hotel to watch Turner Classic Movies, where I discovered a delightful movie called Hot Millions, where Peter Ustinov and Maggie Smith play adorable lovers.
What makes you take that professionally?
You know, it's what I thought. Do I can't keep time?
You can't keep my time, doesn't mean to say you can't keep time. Hey?
End of day one, and I am so fucking crispy. I now realize how ludicrous it is that vampires wanted to voluntarily spend their time in Sunnydale, California.
God, every day here is the same.
Bright, sunny, beautiful. However, can we escape this torment?
Really?
My friend Mullen arrived late that night, so the next morning while she slept, I snuck down and fortified myself with breakfast, read my book, and got dolled up and ready for the day. Establishing shot of Mullen! Yeah. We ventured forth singing Buffy songs.
It's do or die. Hey, I've done twice.
Today's theme was books. Octavia's bookshelf was the first stop. I got a book for me and one for the bean. Then we headed to the Last Bookstore, a fantastical new and used bookstore poured into the crevices of an old bank.
Yes, I must consult my books.
Giles approved.
Mm-hmm.
There were delicious artist shops above the bookstore. One of them was a friend of Andrea's whose art was right up my alley. Edwardian, Magritte-esque mysterious images, complete with a tarot deck, which, of course, I bought. I bought a few science books for the bean, and then we headed to lunch.
Spooky sandwiches!
Afterwards, we went to one of my favorite stops of our visit, the Philosophical Research Society Library.
Oh, you do? Take off.
We weren't able to film, but we took a few pictures. The library was chock full of old occult texts and art, and lots of people doing research. It was so exciting to see that there are communities of people like me doing work like this.
Sandra, don't speak Latin in front of the books.
Next, we went to their bookstore. It was packed with so many books I had been recommended, or books whose authors I knew, and I went a little overboard in my enthusiastic patronage. But I felt that Giles would be proud. Our last stop of the day was the Museum of Jurassic Technology, where we were not allowed to use phones, but it is mysterious and magical and creepy, and I might have a few art pieces coming up that are inspired by what I saw there. Finally, we headed to Sunnydale High. We were living our dreams, waiting for our friends after school and trying to avert the apocalypse. The book event was in the auditorium, hosted by Joanna Robinson, who gleefully interviewed Jenny and a virtual Kristin.
Jenny, I'm not sure that Kristin looks like exactly as, I don't know, as grand as she's always been in my imagination.
To the person who sent me a screenshot of Faith in that scene, that someone had posted and said, "I'm obsessed with this top," and then someone replied, "She has a name." Till tomorrow night at prom.
I'm sorry!
Oh, you're fine.
We topped off the night with my first In-N-Out burger.
Ooh, what you doing? Love that. My advice card. What a day. What a day we had.
My God.
Perfect reward. In and out, baby. In and out. Always.
The next morning, we went to the Tar Pits.
Good morning!
Coffee at the pit.
We're gonna see some dinos and goop.
Ooh, don't get stuck in there, Megan.
They know me. They're marketing towards me.
I remember vividly as a child seeing this picture of a mother mammoth sinking into the tar, and it led to a lifelong need to visit the Brea Tar Pits. And we were lucky enough to get a private behind-the-scenes tour with the fossil lab manager. We learned so many cool things, like how the bones are actually preserved bone and not fossils, saw their bone comparison library, and met the mammoth, Zed.
See, I had that dog head. That's supposed to be over here. So basically it's doing this.
And those are the teeth.
These are the upper jaw teeth. This is where the tusks come out. You see?
Yeah.
That's where the tusks come out. And this is the back of the skull that connects to the neck. Inside of our teeth. Here it's transverse. You've got dentine and enamel. And so what's happening here is the dentine is less resistant than the enamel. So it gets worn down first, creating this a surface that's like the bottom of your shoes or your car tire.
We learned how they excavate and analyze the remains, the innovations that they have made in cleaning and repairing the bones, how the microfossils give us clues to the ecosystem of the time, and how they discovered that one species of ground sloth had bone armor like an armadillo. We peeked into the mad science lab and saw how even the vapor of their solvent removed the tar from bone. This lab has made incredible strides at finding solvent that is both effective and safe for the scientists that work with it. And then we explored the museum. Including the active dig still going on the grounds. Then we did a very LA thing and went to lunch at the Grove. We ate at El Granjero Cantina, which had vampiro tacos that we had to try, and spicy margaritas. We got hot sauce at Danny Trejo's restaurant and wandered into a flash mob. After that, Mullen was very kind and made a stop so I could see a friend.
What? Whoa. Incredible! All the cool stuff happens there! Wow. What?
And then we headed to Party City to get supplies for the night. To my great dismay, an entire can of white hairspray did nothing, so I ended up smearing white grease paint on my hair, putting my faith in multiple showers later. After one last vibe check, we ventured forth into the night.
Wasn't lurking, I was standing about. It's a whole different vibe.
Our first stop was Buffy's house.
Out for a walk, bitch.
Then back to Sunnydale High for prom night. We got to meet Joanna Robinson and get a photo with her. And they had decorated the hallways with all sorts of Sunnydale High School signs.
Kiss rocks! Why would anyone want to kiss? Oh.
Then we entered the Sunnydale High School courtyard for the very first time. After squeeing about all the different places that we knew so well, the fountain,
We're doomed.
the stairs, it was time to party.
I've hired myself out as an attraction.
It was an amazing night of Buffy and queerness and strength and community. And cookies. The next morning, I headed home. It was a cool, rainy day in Baltimore, and I have to say I was so grateful to get back to the land of rivers and forests, my natural habitat.
Just keep fighting, just keep fighting. That's what I'm supposed to do. If I just keep fighting, just keep fighting, maybe